Oh, I love this. Too big for a box, they send it in a bag. This is the August Tackle Club Barra and Jacks bag. Let's dive in and have a look. Now, we don't have a surface option in the box this month, but we do have a huge variety to get through. Most of it being soft plastic. So let's actually dive in first to the hard body in the box from Bagley. This is the Bagley Rumble B09. A very, very typical looking barra style or jack style lure. And this sort of stuff gets me so pumped to go chase barra and jacks again. So something like this is perfect for trolling up some big fish, pre-fitted with some heavy duty trebles on there. But the style of this is not going to limit you to just trolling. I'll often flick these in amongst some timber as well, or find some weed edges, especially if, like, say you're up north near, say, Peter Faust Dam. I'm going to be throwing this in and around the timber, in and around the weed edge. It's going to be perfect for that. If you're fishing more rivers or estuaries and stuff, chasing your bass and jacks, then obviously look for some structure. So this is essentially a typical looking barra lure, so minnow style profile. There's not much more to say except it's going to be perfect for casting, going to be perfect for trolling, twitching, lots of pauses on it. It is a buoyant lure, so it's not going to sink, but very, very versatile. If you don't want to be sinking some of your soft plastics down into the structure, but use something a little bit more buoyant to swim and float up over some of this structure, is going to be absolutely perfect for that. Now, if you want something that's going to sink down, then we've got the big one in the box today from Rapala. This is the X-Rapido. And it's named that because it's essentially built just like a torpedo. So this thing casts a mile. But this is like a hybrid between hard body, soft plastic swim bait. So the front of it is a hard body, obviously with two strong trebles underneath, with the back tail of it being soft plastic. So a soft plastic paddle tail on the back. So a hybrid lure here from Rapala. But you're pretty much going to swim it either like a paddle tail soft plastic or a swim bait. Now, being a sinking lure, you can cast this into your structure or original riverbed drop off into your dams where you got your big holes and stuff. It's going to be versatile. You can swim it everywhere, but I'm not going to probably fish this in too heavy structure. You're at risk of getting it all snagged up. So cast out, let it sink to the bottom, and I'll just go straight into a slow to medium roll straight out. Gonna be perfect for that. Okay, so moving over to the soft plastics now. Three awesome options. I would struggle to pick which one I want to use first. Let's go with the Australian made one here from our friends at Gobbler's Lures. So here I have the Gobbler's Lures 4-inch paddle tail in the UV crockbait color. But this color here, we saw it and thought it would be perfect for barra and jacks. So you can see it's got like this super translucent, dark red or wine colored body to it throughout with a gold fleck, which is going to be perfect for your barra and jacks. Big paddle tail on this and is a super durable plastic. Wayne at Gobbler's Lures puts a lot of effort into getting the right mixture for his soft plastics to make these both durable and swimmable. So you know, some companies make them super durable, but they may be over stretchy, or they may be, you know, very flimsy in terms of like a loose plastic. These are fairly solid plastic, super durable, but loose enough to get a lot of action out of that paddle tail. So he spends a lot of time perfecting the sort of plastic he's going to put into these, and are locally made in Brisbane, so they are Australian companies as well, like we try to introduce in a lot of boxes here, a lot of Australian companies. But I've been fishing with Gobbler's Plastics for quite a fair time, and very happy I've got these in my box. So with them, we've got jig heads from Barra Lures, another Australian company. These are the Barra Jig Heads in a 6.0 hook size, 1/4 ounce weight, which is going to be perfect for all the plastics we've got here. So I'm going to rig it up on one of them, and I'm going to be looking to cast this into the structure, maybe add a few pauses in just because we are fishing a slightly lighter jig head, let it sink down into a slow to medium roll, and let the paddle tail on this plastic do all the heavy lifting. But that's the 4-inch paddle tail in UV crockbait color from locally made Gobbler's Lures, with the Barra Jig Heads from Barra Lures as well. Moving over to some of my other favorite plastics here. This one in particular. The Flash J-Shad 4.5 inch, these are a Japanese style made plastic. And I say this in every video, but the foil finish in these are so cool. So if you look inside the belly, they do have a strip of foil to give you a bit of flash on the retrieve. And these ones here do have a huge T-tail, paddle tail on the back, which means they're gonna pick up and catch a lot of that water as you retrieve it, giving it huge wobble, side to side action as well. So these ones here are often one of the first go-tos I'll pick up when I go chasing barra and jacks. Now you can rig these up on the Barra Jig Heads as well. These should fit all the plastics that we've got in the box, but you're gonna fish these in a similar way to the Gobbler's Lures UV crock bait plastics. Just in a different profile lure. Obviously a T-tail, paddle tail, gonna give you a much wider flick of the tail and body roll as opposed to the UV crock bait. They're gonna be a tight sort of swim with that paddle tail. It is a slender paddle tail, so I can work these a little bit faster than I will with the Flash J Shads. Then moving over to the bigger profile plastic in the range, these are the extra large or XL shad from Pro Lures. These are 150 mil or 6 inches long. Now I'm gonna either rig these up with my Barra Lures Barra Jig Heads or chuck on maybe a big weedless swim bait head on these as well. You can get those ones with the corkscrew hooks on them. Gonna be perfect for these if you want to fish something like these in a larger profile in and amongst the structure. Once again, big T-tail, paddle tail on the back. So it's gonna have a very wide swimming tail flicking action, say that over and over 10 times. And as well as a fairly large body roll on this as well. And then that's it for your Barra and Jacks box this month. If you want to check it out or any of the others in the range, just head to www.tackleclub.com.au, pick a box that's right for you, and welcome to the club.